Take that!
Take a look at this special edition paper. Tenma Taro, real or flight of fancy? What does the article prove, Mr. Justice? The photo in the article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in the photo is the killer shortly after they fled out the window? Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting... Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Tenma Taro flew away, you know, some way or another.
Silence!
It is your brain that's flown the coop. That image is naught but trick photography or some other form of artifice. Okay, then how about the Tenma Taro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air. No, there's a rational common sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai our Trixie Tanuki witness never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye. She? I don't know where this is going one bit. Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time. Ooh, not good. Not good at all. Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of the Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma. What? Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest crash out ever! The little scamp was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. It's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up the mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out the window. Do you truly believe this could end any other way? Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one. Bailiff, seize her. It's time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood. Him again. Right, I'm gonna get my water ready again. Mayor Tenma? The farce is over. How does it feel, seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenma Taro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor, it would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you've been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. As it stands, your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess? The defendant intends to confess. Wait. Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell up to his mind tricks again. Mayor Tenma, no, don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone. The real killer is... Mayor Tenma's going to confess unless we do something. But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time of my return. Uh-oh, I should watch what I wish for. Foolish mortals, I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. Mayor Tenma? Silence! I am Tenma Taro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King. What the... Demon King? Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, explain himself. Are you saying you're Tenma Taro, the yokai we've been chasing the whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenma Taro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. This child is a Tenma Taro, you say? What a nonsense! So, Mayor Tenma's a yokai now? His body is now mine. You're saying Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And the yokai Jinxie, Tenma and Phineas Filch saw, the one captured in the newspaper photo, those are all you? The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me revealing my true form. Your boldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defence's case has been overturned. Huh? What? You claim the yokai the little scamp saw was a third party, the true killer. The one who escaped from the locked fox chamber, but it was the accused all along. Ugh. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma and the yokai at the scene. That too was Mayor Tenma, or shall I say our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place. How so, Prosecutor Blackquill? Excuse me. Seems I must spell it out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the fox chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the forbidden chamber's door, but fell unconscious from the blow the alderman delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie stumbled upon the scene of the crime. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charms board in effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the Fox Chamber. So you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro. When we arrived at the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window? Then what? Do you mean to say the maid of Kyubi Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro? That too is easily explained. Flew about for a time I did, but presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. Alas, the exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber, and I knew no more. It would seem the pieces are still in place. Black Quill drew his tricks again. I don't know what to say. It's an defendant to real life. The rumour about Mayor Tenma's true. I know yokai were real. He really did kill the old man so he could release Tenma Taro. Order! Order! Now it's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can if it means blaming a yokai. The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system? Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved our third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature. Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the dark ages of law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? No, you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence. Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you not succumb to temptation. How about I just promise not to succumb to anything? We both have evidence under confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty bird is all but... What's wrong with him? Prosecutor Black Quill, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you're in serious violation of that. What in the devil was that? Fulbright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? It seems you found it quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each praise is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Black... Your Honor, you need not fear now, for I believe Professor Blackquill will remain on his best behaviour. I said Professor, didn't I? A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective? Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defence will use this opportunity to further their investigations. The court is adjourned.
Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least.
I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Tenma Taro suddenly become Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon?
Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell's playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit.
Wait, what about the investigation?
Back. Ow! Whoa! Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work? Yeah, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about these tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick is Polly's tightrope defense style trick.
Let's try and read that properly, shall we?
The demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope defense style defense trick. Oh, seriously, considering a disappearing act of my own after all that
That's Apollo's line, Wolfie. I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must use the air duct in their escape.
And whoever did that was the Tenma Taro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw.
Right, maybe there's some evidence in the air duct.
The real fight starts now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. Three, two, one, ta-da!
I'm not reading that. I wonder where all that stuff goes.
Okay, let's get over the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos! Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct?
Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so...
I wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial.
Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. Probably took a while for him to recover.
I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's get the evidence we need.
The air duct's the key. We know the Tenma Tower impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the fox chamber through the hallway door. Then, after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the fox chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created.
If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there.
Maybe some black feathers or something like that. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up.
Don't worry, I bought a step ladder. Happy hunting.
And nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Whoa, pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it.
Find anything? Yikes, Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust.
Yeah, dust. Lots of dust.
So what'd you find?
You know how dust collects on something when no one uses it for a long time?
Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office.
Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail?
I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting no one's gone through the duct lately?
Kinda looks that way.
If that's true, now Tenma's going to be thinking us the killer.
If that's true, Mayor Thames can be thinking as the killer.
But
If we don't turn things around quickly. In justice we trust! Ha ha! Sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed.
Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden.
And I'm back to my old devastated self. Oh, come on, where's that never say die spirit? Come on, Mr. Lawyer Man, bring it on! Let me suffer in peace. Ha ha ha! Justice prevails once more!
It's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do.
Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice?
And how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here.
Information about the investigation? Alright, I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again, understood?
We did it, Apollo.
Yeah, but how long can we keep this up?
I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. I mean, pinning the blame on a yokai, he really wants a conviction at all costs.
She'd give the yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well, I have it in writing. I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak.
I doubt that'll teach him anything.
Yeah, he'll probably just write dotard 1,000 times. Sorry, give me a minute. I just gotta look this word up.
Dotard, a person whose mental faculties are impaired, specifically a person whose intellect or understanding is impaired from old age.
Interesting.
That whole yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Shinsi Tenma planted the yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect her father, the real killer.
Yeah, right, I'd like to see him prove it.
Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence. But we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside QB Manor.
Wait, isn't that the staff Tenma Taro was supposedly carrying?
The one and only. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done.
No way! Well, what about Prince?
Nope, no prints. But if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway. Well, prints or no prints, it's not going to work in our favour. Sounds like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. If that's the case, where in the mansion did Tenma Taro get it from? Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out the victim was the amazing Ninetales? He did indeed. He's a sharp one, all right. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger and the victim's past. The amazing Ninetales sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damon Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered the great hero. The amazing Ninetales fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention centre.
I don't blame them. Their favourite mass wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened.
Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the amazing Ninetales? She spoke with a passion only a fan could appreciate.
We want to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison.
What? No, you forget Tenma is not only Jinxie's father but our client.
Oh yeah.
You be careful now, you're defending the most hated mayor in history. I hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of the figure 4 leg lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now you mention it, our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I'm under no obligation to speak with you mortals." And other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him now, because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know. Why don't you wait down the playground with the rest of the kids? Ha ha ha!
What now, Apollo?
How about regrouping back at the agency?
Good idea. We might get some words out of wisdom out of Mr. Right while we're there.
Maybe I'll go read over some past cases.
And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out.
How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff, and the only way's down.
In other words, business as usual, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we're bound and gagged too.
Don't forget blindfold with our ears plugged up. Oh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough.
Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here too.
Mr. Right.
How goes the investigation, Apollo, Athena?
I think it's safe to say things have gotten hairier than before.
Really? What happened? I was watching two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know, I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business with the locked room was another major hurdle.
Yeah, on top of all that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice. But at least she figured out how someone could have escaped the locked room. Yeah, well, we found out our reason might be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news. How are we going to get out of this one? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Force a smile? Yeah, my mentor taught me back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client no matter what happens. That's the lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, eh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Eh? You're in Europe? Why hadn't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. Oh, okay. But wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did. An old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Was it Edgeworth? Please let it be Edgeworth. Oh, I guess you're never very far from the courtroom then. It's like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright I became a lawyer at all. I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her. And I have high hopes for her ability to analyse people's emotions. Oh, it's nothing special. Maybe I underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. I thought if my special ability could help defend innocent people, I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's when I really started hitting the books hard. I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. At the tender age of 18, no less. That's almost superhuman. Or personal, like she's trying to help somebody she knows. Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force the biggest smiles. And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in the client. Right. Mr. Wright? Yes? I'm going to go visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Right. Time to see what's new down at the detention centre. Mayor Tenma, I want to talk to you about something.
So my minions have returned.
Apollo, he still thinks he's a yokai.
I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again. Silence, peddler of legal trade. Free me from the imprisoning walls with great haste.
He sounds more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should be helping him win his freedom.
Still, we can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed, you know what I mean? If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help you in whatever manner I may. Now ask of me what you will. I suppose worth a shot. Were the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing? Indeed, the remnants of Tenma Taro, king of the underworld they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand.
The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie.
What's this? I must breach the walls and defend my Jinxie at once.
Huh? Mayor Tenma, is that you?
Well now, Damon still appears to reside within this body. I should have expected as much from a descendant as mine. Be silent, Damon. Guess a little thing like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman Kubi, did you? I have killed no one. The remnants of my presence have been misconstrued. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him, leaving naught but ash. Yikes. So, you're saying... excuse me. You're saying there must have been somebody else there? Come think of it, the mayor mentioned he'd been clubbed with a statue. I better ask about that too. Detective Fulbright mentioned you might have something new to tell me. Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. Behold, the keys to the Forbidden Chamber. Whoa, is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too? I do not waste my powers upon such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer Damien, whereupon he has swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber. So I want to keep it shut tight. No fingerprint shall you find upon the key. How do you know that? Is Anna one of your demonic powers then? Foolish mortal! You'd have me Tenma Taro act as an asinine alchemist. I asked the jailer and my will was done. Eagerly I might add. Always an honor to serve your malevolence.
Guess I'm not the only one who scares the living daylights out of. Can we ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door.
Curse of that infernal door. If I had known its manner of opening, long ago would I have made my return.
He has a point there.
Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. What might I ask is that? The statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma on the head with it. It'd been wrapped in a large cloth for the old man's murder. Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes, something wrapped in just such a cloth he does recall. A secret gift from Alderman Kubi, it seems. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth, it did conceal it. Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck. Of that Damien does not know. A secret gift? Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. I should question about the blackmail letter too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him. Why this? Is that a cursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien? Apparently someone slipped it in the old man's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal. Who placed this in the old man's pocket? Very few. Well, they knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase. So, whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in the theft and placement of the old man's pocket. Could it have been his doing? Mr. Mayor, Mr. Taro, did you remember something? Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of the letter. Damien's aide, Florent Labelle. Full knowledge of the briefcase contents did the aide possess. He may be the blackmailer and murderer we're looking. Then he may be the blackmailer and murderer we're looking for. That is preposterous. He's a most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien. Really, though?
Seems like Mayor Tenma's a bit too trusting of those around him.
Still, this is huge. Now I know he might have slipped that blackmail letter in the old man's pocket. Look out, Florent Labelle. Here comes justice.
Let's go find Mr. Labelle and break him over the coals.
Thanks for the help. You've just given us a major lead.
There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. Labelle was the killer, what could have motivated him to open the Forbidden Chamber?
We should probably search it for clues.
Only one problem. How'd you open a locked door without a keyhole?
Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help.